Do you require a music accompaniment?
No, thank you.
Formal introduction. Our local neighborhood astrologer.
Okay. Okay, so first we find the
Okay.
the
Go on.
okay. So first we find the percent that the Chandra or moon has progressed through the nakshatra,
Yes.
and then we take that and multiply that percentage times 360 degrees.
Yes.
And we add that to the lagna,
Yes.
and we find Sri Lagna.
Perfect. Did everybody get that?
Yes.
Yes. That makes sense. That is what I taught in the beginning of the lecture. So, okay. Next step. Then you found the Sri Lagna.
Upon finding Sri Lagna,
Yes.
at that point we find what Rasi that's in, and we
Yes.
determine from that Rasi which is the strongest of the Kendras,
Kendras from it. Yes.
including that house itself.
Mm-hmm.
After determining which is strongest of the Kendras,
Yes.
at that point, that is the place where we begin the dasa periods from.
Yes. How will the sequence be then?
If
Where
it's
do we determine the sequence from the Sri Lagna or the stronger sign?
the stronger sign.
Good. Yes. Then what?
Then from there, we determine the direction. If it's an odd-footed sign,
Mm-hmm.
then we go in the forward direction. If it's an even-footed sign,
Yes.
we go in the counterclockwise direction.
Yes.
With the exception if it's K2
Mm-hmm.
in that house, we go to the opposite of that. And if it's Saturn in that house, we go in the direct motion.
And if Ketu's in the house, it'll always go reverse, no matter the sign.
Okay. Okay.
Keep that in mind.
And if Saturn's there, we always go direct.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, we have Phyllis's chart where you can actually explain the sequence without having to calculate the Sri Lagna. So, please, the Sri Lagna here is in Gemini. Go ahead and tell us how you do
I guess
this.
so. So we need to determine which is the stronger of the dual signs or Kendras from Gemini.
Yes.
And it looks like that would be Virgo,
Mm-hmm. Good.
because there's more planets there.
Good.
Um,
There are 2 planets in Virgo compared to the other Rashis, which only have 1 in Gemini and none in the others.
right. And then that's an even-footed sign.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's an even-footed sign.
So we want to go in the backwards direction to determine
Okay.
the order of the dasas.
It's because it's an even sign that it goes in the backwards direction.
Oh yeah,
If you remember Mikhail's chart, he had
Odd-
Taurus,
right.
and it went backwards still, though it's an odd-footed sign. But it's
Footed,
an
right, okay.
even sign.
Right.
There's a difference. Keep
Yes.
that in mind. Okay? So it has to go backwards from Virgo.
Right, so it's going to go Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, or excuse me, Pisces, Gemini will be the order. And then
Virgo,
following...
Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius. That's backwards, right?
Oh yes, right.
Yeah? Okay.
Virgo,
so I'm
Gemini.
Not confused now.
Correct. And then the length of that dasa is going to be,
You want to find the length of the first dasa?
yes,
Okay, okay. Go on.
the length of the first dasa will be 12 years minus the percentage of the Sri Lagna in its
Good.
Rasi.
Good. You want to make a quick attempt at that? See where the Sri Lagna is? Make an approximation?
Okay.
Do you have Ketu,
So-
Transition of Amsa Lagna or anything? To make it easier?
So Sri Lagna is at 24 degrees 29 minutes of Gemini.
Yes.
Well, 24 degrees 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's approximately.
Quick approximation.
So, yeah, about 80% has gone by.
About 80%.
Yeah.
That's a very strong approximation. That's okay. Okay.
So that leaves only 20% of the 12 years for the Virgo dasa period,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be about 2.5 years roughly.
2.5 years roughly.
Yeah.
So there'll be 2.5 years left of Virgo according to you. Let's
Right.
see if our approximation works. That's right. Virgo lasted for from 1943 September to 1945 December. So good approximation.
Right.
Very approximate though.
Well done.
Good for you.
But I didn't get the rest of the dasa sequence.
Oh,
All right, please with the mic.
Oh, yes.
Please.
Ta-da!
Not gonna let me go here.
All right. So after, let's just follow the dasa sequence without doing the
Sure.
calculations.
Go ahead.
So we would continue on in the reverse direction.
Mm-hmm. So after
Ken-
Virgo comes,
Kendra's from Virgo, so that means Gemini would be next.
yes,
Followed by Pisces,
Yes.
then Sagittarius,
good. Then
followed by Leo,
good. After that,
and then.
do you get the same, Phyllis?
Oh. It says it goes to Sagittarius and Pisces.
Ah.
Also, it's showing a forward direction.
Robert, if Saturn is in Sri Lagna itself, can it moderate the sequence?
It must, if that's what's going on here. My understanding was if Saturn was in the strongest of the first four kendras,
Yes.
then it would alter the sequence.
Same here.
That was my understanding, but evidently Narashima might think or might.
Hmm. Actually, what we can do is we can try both options and we can time events in your chart. Okay? But our understanding is such that it has to be in the stronger sign to determine the sequence. So far you are correct. Stick with that. What would you say then?
Okay, so
We came to Leo.
So continuing on from the dual signs, we come to the fixed signs.
Yes.
And so it would go Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio.
Yep. Then?
And then it would be the movable signs from there. So it would be Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, Libra.
Yes. That will be the first 12 dasas.
Right.
The next 12 will be the same. So that's all you need to know.
Right.
Then all I have to do is sit and work out the dasas. Because this dasa is based on the chart itself and not based on too many sensitive calculations, usually the pundits, they do all this in their head. And it's essentially like this. They'd say the first dasa is for 12 years. Then they'd go on to the next dasa. The next dasa would be for how long? Mercury. Where's Mercury? In Virgo. How long would Gemini dasa be? Come on, come on, come on. 4 years? Good. Next dasa would be Pisces. That's why he said 4 years. Then, come on. No, Pisces. Pisces. How long would it be?
9 years.
Correct. Did everybody get that? What they do is actually they calculate it in the moment of their prediction. So instead of looking at the whole sequence at once, they start from A. They start from the stronger sign. They say, okay, what's going to happen in this dasa? Okay, once this dasa is ended and they've given all the predictions for this dasa, then they go on to the next sign. And then they calculate how long is it going to last first, and then they start calculating the fruits. Then they go on to the next dasa. How long is it going to last? Then for so long, these and these fruits will happen. Then they go on to the next one. Dynamic. So when we get these big lists and we have all the calculations straight, we're actually fooling ourselves a bit. doing it one by one, you can get a very good idea of where the life is progressing. And you get also that feeling that this chart is moving towards something, moving in a direction. You see that? And that's why they could do it in their head, just like that.
Which underscores the point that we can't rely too much on computers.
Oh, yeah.
Because, there's something, like you say, that there's something on the intuitive level that comes out of doing the manual calculations.
Yes, you get a feel for the chart. You feel as if it's actually progressing. These dasas are dynamic. Vimshotri dasa is very static because of this. Okay, let me see. Any other points you wanted to cover? Sri Lagna, Sudasa. See, I put my chart in here, of course. I want the blessings of Lakshmi soon. That'll be nice. Yes. Okay. We finished the calculations of the Sri Lagna and Sudasa. Any questions? I'm open to questions now. I guess we'll have to have a talk with Narasimha about the sequence, whether the Sri Lagna can override that. Any? That means everybody's clear on the calculations. So I guess you can spend about half an hour before Robert gets on and have your sudasas ready without Jehora. Without Jehora.
You do all that instead of eating lunch.
Sorry, Ilan?
Yeah, it was just the calculation that Jay Hora had in terms of
Sequence.
Right. Saturn being on the Sri Lagna.
Then it means it'll cause it to go forward in order because of Saturn, yes. But as far as I understand, the Sri Lagna itself does not change the sequence. It's the stronger sign from Sri Lagna, as Robert also confirmed.
Where you start from.
Where you start from, yes.
So
We can ask Sanjay just to be clear. I guess we'll just ask him in the break and we'll clarify before we get into the actual interpretation after the break.
It was in Gemini, right? Saturn was in Gemini.
Yes.
Sri Lagna.
I'll show you.
All right. And it demands that you go forward,
Yes.
regardless of,
The sign?
and we were going forward.
We're
No, we were
going backwards.
We're going backwards because starting Kendra was Cancer.
Yeah. Oh, the starting Kendra was Virgo. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
not
if
Cancer.
that's the case, then we need to find a chart where K2
Is in Sri Lagna.
sign and see if that same.
Then we'll only be trying to figure out what is Narasimha doing to the software.
Well, we will know then.
Yeah, then we'll know what he means. What we'll do is we'll ask Sanjay to clarify. There are many exceptions. Have you ever heard that the Satsna exception in Narayan Dasa also applies to Antardasas? Have you heard to which extent it applies?
No.
How many do not know the Narayan Dasa calculations? Raise their hands. Just know them. Heard about them, seen them. Okay, you see. Good, good. So if I say that if Saturn was in the Lagna and the Narayan Dasa, then it goes forward, right? Yeah, and Ketu moves it in reverse of the sign, right? And this, when Saturn sits in that sign, which determines the starting dasa, it does so irrespective of any other calculation that might exist. Am I right? It says, look, I'm Yama. I know that life starts and it ends. So we're going to go forward in regular order until the life is over. That's Saturn. Okay? He doesn't care about anything else. So, in Narayan Dasa, if Saturn was not in the Lagna, how do we determine the sequence? How do we determine what will be the sequence? Odd or even signs. Odd or even footed signs. Yes. And which sign must be odd or even footed? The ninth. Ninth house, because it guides you. It's the guru. When Saturn sits in Lagna, it says, I don't care what the guru says. I'm going to do this. Okay? So there's an important Jyotish teaching in that as well. Now, guru, that's Jupiter. Jupiter's karaka for what in particular? What? The guru himself, yes, the ninth house. Yes. What is the karaka for Paka Lagna or Lagna Lord? You have all the answers. You were there yesterday when I was explaining about the Lagna Lord and its karaka. That was Jupiter, right? Remember? In Antardasas, the starting point is from the Lord of the Dasa. If Saturn sits in the Dasa Rasi, it's not. That's one for those advanced.
Say that again.
Okay. Let's assume we have to find the Antardasas for Gemini in Phyllis's chart. The normal way of doing so would be find the stronger between Gemini and Sagittarius. Gemini is stronger here. See the Lord. The Lord is here in Virgo. So Antardasas would start from Virgo. Okay? But if Saturn is here, it doesn't care what the Lord wants. If Saturn is in the starting point or in the stronger of the first 7 from the Dasa Rasi, it doesn't care what the Lord wants. It'll say, no, we start from Gemini and we go in regular order. That's an exception that not many know.
Is Jehor programmed that way?
No. When I told Narasimha, he was slightly shocked and didn't want to speak to me for a long time.
J-horror program is not that way.
Let's see. See Gemini Dasa. Gemini. So if it is that way, it should start from Gemini. If it's not, it should start from Virgo. Hello. Virgo.
So it is that way.
No, Narayan Dasa.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like there needs to be a conference.
Only on Narayan Dasa and the small secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful concept once you understand it. Saturn doesn't like the guru, he'll make you leave the guru. So another principle which arises from this is if Saturn is in the 9th house, you will see separation from your guru at least once or twice. And not due to death or demise. Saturn is in the 9th house, you will see separation from a teacher or guru. You may leave the guru, or the guru decides that you're not fit, throws you out.
Okay, so the Pakarasi is Karaka Jupiter. And on the basis of this, the Saturn in the stronger of two, Dasa or 7, probably. Saturn does or does not want you to leave the guru.
He says he doesn't want to listen to the guru. That's Saturn.
Doesn't want to listen to the guru.
Yeah.
Right? And because guru is debilitated in Capricorn.
Yes. Because guru is debilitated in Capricorn. You should start from Gemini, and it should be progress Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and so on. In this case, because he's using the Lord of the Dasa side, Mercury, and is in Virgo, so it starts from Virgo. This is just a quick mental calculation you should make as soon as you see the chart. You see that the Dasa Rasi has Saturn in it, or the stronger of the first 7 has Saturn in it, then remember this.
It always goes in a forward direction.
Yes, and only from the sign it's in,
So what will it take?
not from the position of its Lord.
What will it take to have Narasimha reprogram this?
Convincing. A few scares, maybe a few days we have to sleep over it. We'll talk to him. He's a nice guy, you know. He's a nice guy. He works hard. And he's always eager to learn, so he'll definitely do it. Or give us an option.
He's a very pious gentleman. So if
Definitely.
we stay at his house, then he'll give whatever the guest wants.
Yes.
We asked him on Guru that day, and he has to do it.
No, Ketu will not. No. There's no such exception for Ketu.
All of the time I've used these anterior dashes out of the computer.
You might have gone wrong at least in 1/12 of the dasas.
Did you say that applied to the Antardasas as well? Is it-
Yes. The point is, it applies to the Antardasas as well. It's programmed for the Mahadasas,
Correct.
but it's not been programmed for the Antardasas. Yes, I think we're done. Any other questions?
Yeah, one other comment. That would not apply to K2 though.
No, it would not apply to K2. K2 just reverses as it usually does. Ellen? Nothing? Taught a lot today. A lot of different stuff, as usual. So, thanking you, I say Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah.